for me, it was very a strange experience to go to the Latin Mass. But once you're there, to go to the Novus Ordo doesn't feel Catholic anymore. Like it feels Protestant. It really does. I
mean, I was a Protestant and I was an Anglican minister, so I celebrated Anglican liturgies. So when I go to Novus Ordo, I definitely feel that. Like I've moved more towards, I feel like I've moved more towards Protestantism. Again, I'm not denigrating anyone who goes to Novus Ordo. But there were 6 liturgical advisors at Vatican II that were Protestant.
You get into Nick's wheelhouse.
Yeah. And I mean, you look at who Bugnini was and the kind of things that he was trying to promote and did promote. It does raise questions on the authenticity of that liturgical reform. Again, I'm not saying it's invalid or anything. I'm just saying, look at the fruits, look at Eucharistic, attendance to Mass, look at belief in transubstantiation, real presence. All of that is eroded. You can blame it on catechesis, yes, but I mean, you have to remember for centuries, people were illiterate. They didn't have a lot of catechesis. They weren't sitting around reading Scott Hahn books, and they all believed in transubstantiation.
Yeah.
You go in there and you have the priest facing the people. That minimizes Eucharistic sacrifice. You have wooden akia tables, communion on the hand, informality. All of those things, in a way, does, I think, erode the Catholic essentials of the Mass. I know it's a little controversial to say, but I think the evidence shows that too.
It erodes your Catholic sensibilities as well, right? Like, so, and one of the most preposterous things I found, I went to
Here's
Italy.
an example. Let's say you saw Melania Trump every day in, I don't know, jeans and a baggy white t-shirt every day, right? Like, Melania Trump just has an aura, right? Because of the fashion and the mystique, and she doesn't talk much and all that. So it creates this aura, right, about the president's wife, right? Just because of how they staged the whole thing, right? It's kind of the same thing with the Mass. Like, if you just informalize it for 50 years, it has an effect, right? The way people engage, the way they talk about it, the way they interface with it. The analogy I always use is a diamond. Like, the Eucharist, transubstantiation is the diamond. It never changes. If it's a valid Mass, it's a valid diamond. But you can take a diamond and put it in different kinds of settings, and it will bring out the light, the luster, the size of it. All, jewelers are really good at that. And I think that's what's happened with the Novus Ordo, is they took it out of a very beautiful setting that let the light shine through the diamond, and they put it in something like kind of opaque, and maybe it's like an aluminum band or something. It's not gold or platinum, and doesn't have featured stones around it that really provides the aura. I think aura is actually a really good term for this. So the more you make something pedestrian, the more or the less people value it.